Families of victims of the mass shooting say they feel like they were used to push through gun legislation. The comments come a day after the recording of a conference call between senior RCMP in Ottawa and Nova Scotia were released. CTV's Sarah Plowman reports.
It seems to be that there was political interference.
Ryan Farrington's take on a call between senior RCMP members in Nova Scotia and Commissioner Brenda Lucki. It was 9 days after a gunman killed 22 people, including his mother and stepfather Don and Frank Galentian.
They're worried about gun regulations, and Justin Trudeau and Bill Blair, had their own political agenda.
A released recording of the heated call shows Canada's top Mountie was frustrated by the communication and that notes for a news conference didn't reveal basic information about Gabriel Wortman's guns.
Flew it up the flagpole because it was a request that I got from the minister's office, and I shared with the minister that that in fact it was going to be in the news release, and it wasn't.
Farrington feels as though the families were used as pawns.
There was no need to have that on the agenda at that time. They should have been more focused on how this happened, why this happened, and what can they do to prevent this from happening again.
Both Ottawa and the RCMP have denied any political interference. A lawyer for the majority of the families says it's not absolutely clear there was interference.
That we don't really know what conversations were had between the Commissioner and the federal government, the Minister of Public Safety and the Prime Minister. That would certainly help.
But he points out that what was said on the call versus at the inquiry are different.
Our understanding from the Commissioner was that she had no particular interest in whether the information about the guns was released, but it's fairly clear from the recording that that she made a request, that she requested that a certain line of information was included.
There are calls for resignations.
The Minister and the Commissioner lied and violated the independence of the RCMP and jeopardized the investigation into the worst mass killing in Canadian history.
The NDP critic says there's no smoking gun, but there is a lot of smoke. He believes the recording's release warrants more questions.
I would ultimately like to sort of have a cross-examination of both the Minister and the Commissioner just to compare what they had told our committee in the summer with what we now know from the recording.
Minister Blair's office denies any interference, saying at no time did the minister ask the Commissioner to release details of the firearms.
And today, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also denied his government interfered at all, saying that Canadians in general wanted information about the guns that were used at every step of the way. They recognized and supported the RCMP, and that police decide what is released and when. We did ask for an interview with Commissioner Brenda Lucki. We were instead sent a statement saying in part that sharing information with the minister is significant, that this is standard procedure, and that the call was about many things, including better flow of information. Todd.
All right, thank you for that. That is CTV's Sarah Plowman. She's in the newsroom.